So it's ended up being a really glorious day outside. My youngest daughter decided that she wanted to take me on a little garden tour today, and so you'll see images of her, and I'll interview her as well for you, and she'll show you some of the stuff she's been working on in our garden. Did you guys make a garden this year?
Yes, we did make a garden.
And what was your favorite part about making a garden this year?
I liked planting this. I liked putting the seeds into the earth.
Okay. And what did you plant? Do you remember?
These are pom-poms, but I know that some of them are dead. It's because we've planted them, and I was gonna take them off, and because they're dead, there's no matter keeping them in the garden. We'll make them into compost. And
so why do you think they're dead?
Because they've lost their color totally. And
do you think they're dead because they've gone to seed?
Yes, they have gone to seed, and we can pick them off, and if we're lucky, there might even be pom-poms growing in the compost next year.
Yeah. Do you think you might save the seeds?
Maybe.
Yeah? You want to save the seeds so you can plant them again next year?
Yeah, we should. Though we've got other seeds for them. We didn't plant all of the seeds because we knew we would want them next year.
And what can you tell me about your gnome house?
This is the little gnome house that we got for free.
Who gave it to you?
Jeremy gave us this little gnome house.
And did that make gardening a little bit more fun for you?
A bit.
What's your favorite part about the gnome house?
I like all of it the same amount.
Yeah?
Yes.
So, tell me, do you like to eat fresh garden food?
I eat the peas and the tomatoes and carrots all the time. They're delicious when they're fresh.
Yeah. What do you think that every kid gets to eat fresh food out of a garden?
No.
Why don't you go get one of those red tomatoes and show me you eating it?
Oh, sure thing.
What does that tomato taste like?
It tastes a bit like the tomatoes that you get from the store, though different.
How different?
Pretty different. More juicy.
Are they sweeter?
Much sweeter.
Yeah. So what else can you tell me about your garden? What's your favorite plant?
Pom-poms.
Pom-poms? You really like flowers, don't you?
And you can also see this is an alive pom-pom.
Yeah.
And they come not in just in pink, but could you pause so I could go get a different colored one?
Well, we can go find all the different pom-poms when we're done. Why do you like flowers so much?
They're nice, and flowers are a very nice kind of plant.
Who else really likes flowers?
Bees and Mum.
Mama likes the flowers?
Yes.
And so why would we want to bring bees into our garden?
The bees pollinate the flowers, which helps them go to seed.
So would we be able to have food without bees?
We would not be able to have food without bees. Bees are a very important part of the environment. They help things grow, and we wouldn't have sweeteners like honey if the bees were not around.
What else?
Well, wasps too. I know some people think they're nasty, though they are a part of the environment. They do bite. That I have gotten bitten by one before. And the funny thing is I got bitten right in my tickle spot. Oh, wow. Dear heavens, Bo is still in the rabbit outdoor cage.
Do you want to show me that?
Sure.
Okay, why don't you show me some of your favorite flowers?
Okay. These are only having a touch of yellow since they haven't blossomed, and they're supposed to look a bit like this after. Red with touches of yellow in them. And these haven't grown. These are these. And
Show me the ones that have gone to seed.
There's not many around this patch that have gone to seed.
What about your gnome house? Can you give me a tour of that?
Oh, this is the gnome house.
Mm-hmm. Did you see any gnomes there this year?
No.
There were no gnomes?
No.
Okay, show me the sunflower.
And this is a huge sunflower. This guy right there. This one who is right there.
Show me again.
That one.
Right.
And it is almost gone to seed.
Yeah.
That is being pollinated,
Mm-hmm.
which must be very hard for the bees because sunflowers are very big flowers. And the bees must have had to move from place to place.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'll show you one of the rabbits who will not be able to have babies because his balls were cut off. And his name is Bo. He's been here all night long, which is true. Because he has water, he's got food, he's got everything he needs in there.
Who's your favorite rabbit?
This one's my second favorite. This is Sarsaparilla, my third favorite rabbit. She is very old. She is small, but old. She's 5 or 4, we do not know, because she was a friend's named Bill. These are tomatoes. And these, if you'd like to see some ripe tomatoes, are ripe. I know it is small, but it is a tomato which is ripe. It is soft, and it is red.
Eat it. Mm. Do you have any advice for kids your age that want to get into gardening?
Very easy to start gardening by yourself. You take seeds, you make holes. There's only some seeds you don't need to make holes for. So it's good to ask your parent that you're gardening with, because I find never to garden without a parent, because it's just that you should get a bit of advice for your parent, and you should be at least an adult or something like that to be gardening by yourself.
What would you say to other kids? Is gardening fun?
Gardening is fun, though only sometimes it can be boring.
Okay. Thanks.
You're welcome, Papa.
I wanted to talk a little bit about the importance of raising kids with a garden. I'm floored at how far removed kids have become from ecology. We live in these giant concrete jungles. We're surrounded by rectilinear spaces, and most children that I see have no clue that food comes from soil. There's a lot of people that have ranted about kids not knowing where food comes from, but I don't think it really hits you in the heart until you actually witness it. And so given that we're parents and we see other people's kids coming through our yard and stuff, it's just unbelievable how it really hits you hard when you meet a child that has no clue where food actually comes from. Right behind me here is our cob oven, and one of my favorite things to do of all time is to light that thing up and then invite a bunch of Rowan and Naomi's friends over. Now, Rowan and Naomi's friends have all gone to forest school and have parents who understand the importance of connecting their kids with nature and with gardens and things like that. And so a lot of them already know where food comes from, but it's incredible to be able to take those children who come over to have pizza, which is one of their favorite foods. So we make a slow ferment dough inside the house, and usually we've made our own tomato sauce as well. And then we bring the kids out into the garden and they'll go out and get basil or different herbs or tomatoes, onions, garlic, and they'll put it on their own pizza. And it's just amazing for them to connect the fact that the garden, which is this right over there, right behind this camera, is where the ingredients are coming from for their pizza. It's just amazing. And so gardening, it's kind of sad because a lot of people that were baby boomers, so my parents' generation, have this incredible disdain or hatred towards gardens, because I think that when they were being exposed to gardens as kids, they were always forced to do the weeding. They were always forced to do the things that were not fun. And so I've met an enormous number of baby boomers that actually hate gardening. So I think it's really important that when we bring our kids into the garden, that we make it fun for them. And so one of the things that happened this year, a good friend of mine and former permaculture design certificate graduate, Jeremy Zoltan, he runs a company in Calgary here called Sunshine Earthworks. Highly recommend checking them out. He gifted my kids a gnome house, and when he did it, I was like, oh gosh, one more piece of stuff that I have to store on my tiny little property. But I actually owe him an incredible thank you, because the kids put the gnome house into the garden. We gave them a little place that they could plant all for their own. And they got really excited about it, and they know that there's no such thing as gnomes, or at least that's what they've told me. Maybe they actually secretly believe it and they don't want me to know that they believe in gnomes. But they decorated it, and they planted it with flowers and different vegetables, and it was just really cool to see them engaging with it this year. And so my message in this video is, first of all, get your kids involved in gardening. There's so many benefits to having a garden for them. And we can talk about that in another video. But number two is, if you're gonna bring them into the garden, make it fun for them. Don't force them to do the crappy work. I mean, it's not like they should only get to do good work as well. You need a balance of both. And so there's gonna be things that they're gonna like more than others. And as a result, if you balance those two and you can try and find a way to make it fun, they're going to be much more interested in growing a garden. So in the next video I produce on kids and gardens, I'm going to talk about the benefits of having a garden, the health benefits, the benefits around kids connecting to nature, and the whole kind of nexus of learning that comes from being engaged with a garden. Thanks so much, guys. I hope you found this interesting. Please hit the like button if you did. You can hit the share button if you want to share this on social media. And if you're not subscribed already and you like these videos, hit subscribe and I won't disappoint you. We're going to have lots of great videos coming up. Thanks so much. Wow.